I think we should have another one of our big artists take to the main stage at Airwaves. And we're going to be hearing from Amy Macdonald, who has sold over 6 million albums, has over 200 million streams on Spotify, and has recently released her 5th studio album, which got to the top 10. Before she takes to the stage, I thought I'd have a little chat with her, just backstage, just on the side before she gets on, about how lockdown life has been for her as a musician.
We've all had to completely adapt everything we do, and that's not just music, that's all industry. But it's been quite nice seeing everybody come together and doing what they can, and festivals like this coming together, it's all helped to just kind of focus my attention and make myself feel like I'm actually doing something worthwhile.
Because your album came out at the end of last year, so what was that like, planning for an album release and getting it all ready in the middle of a pandemic?
It was very strange. The plan at the beginning of last year was to bring the album out in the summer, and then obviously everything went wrong and none of that happened, and there was that question of should we just wait until this is all over to bring the album out, and I'm glad we didn't now, because we'd still be here waiting, and at least it gave me something to do.
And you got into the world of the live streaming gigs, which I think a lot of people are getting used to now. How did you find it at first? Was it all right? Was there a few awkward moments? How did it go?
I have only done the one. It was for the We Make Events campaign, so it was for a good cause to raise money and awareness. I wouldn't want to do many more of them. It just feels a little bit soulless. I mean, it was great being with my band and that we were able to perform, but you obviously don't get the same energy back from a few cameras in a room than you would from having an audience there. So
you mentioned there that you've been working with Independent Venue Week as well. You're an official ambassador for Scotland. I mean, that must be so important at the moment to support those independent venues who still are not able to open up.
Exactly. I mean, it's important for me to support these venues in the best of times, because without them I would never have kind of started out. But it's even more important now with everything that's going on and everything that the venues face. So for me, it was a total no-brainer using my voice to make people understand just how perilous the situation is for these venues. And without venues like that, all of your favourite bands and your favourite songwriters, they would never have broken through, because we all kind of trod the same path. We all started in our local small venues, and that's how we got our breaks.
And tell us a bit about your music then at the moment, what you're going to do in your set as well, because your album came out at the end of last year, and this is an opportunity, I guess, to showcase it that you've not properly had.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I basically put an album out so I can then go on tour and play my music live. This time we've not been able to do that part of it, and that for me is the most integral part of it, so it does feel really strange. So having things like this where I can do these like at-home sessions and perform the songs is really great.
What kind of inspirations did you have for your most recent music then, Amy?
The title of the album is The Human Demands, and it's basically all the demands that we place on ourselves and each other. We live in a world that is 24/7, where things are expected of you instantly, and I think that's something that's still important now. I think a lot of people are now working at home, and now it's expected of them that they're available at 10 o'clock at night when they shouldn't be working, and I think that's still something we have to think about.
That's Amy Macdonald speaking to me backstage at BBC Radio Wiltshire's Airwaves Festival. And here she is, headlining the main stage for you this afternoon, Amy Macdonald.
Airwaves. Your festival at home. BBC Radio Wiltshire.